All right, guys, we need to talk just a little bit. So, for all of my regular people, y'all been helping me try to figure out what to do with the tweeter situation in my Tahoe. And I have been through, holy crap. I mean, first of all, you guys are absolutely awesome. Like, literally, everybody has made a really good suggestion, and I agree with all your suggestions. Well, most of them. There's a couple that were a little more SQ than what I really am. I'm a loud SQ guy. You know, I'm a concert, not the. I'm the rock concert, not the concert pianist. I'm more of the Metallica concert kind of guy. So I like my stuff to crank, and some of your suggestions were a little too meek on that department. However, I finally said, you know what? The best results I've had with speakers, just about period, for price per performance, has been with Recoil. You know what? I said, let me go check Recoil. I haven't even looked at Recoil. So I was like, wow. So I'll go check. And then I went over here, and I went right on over here to Pro Tweeters because I need Metallica. So, and what do we have? Right? Okay, do you guys remember my dimensions that I needed? I needed 3 inches side to side and less than 3 inches side to side, or 3 inches about, and less than 2 inches up and down, right? So I checked these guys out. And now at first there wasn't no sizes, but then I stumbled upon this picture, which does it's bad, but right there. There it goes. 279, 2.79 wide, and 1.96. And that 1.96 is from the very top. So it's like, maybe an inch and a half deep, which is completely perfect. And then it gets better. And then you go over here to the RMS, and that's 200 watts per pair, which means 100 watts per pair, 100 watts each RMS. I'm sure there is a frequency cutoff to where that gives you a good number, like maybe 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 hertz, whatever it is. I don't care. I'll cross them over at 5,000 or 6,000. I don't want them to die. So the point is, it gets better. Like I said, it just gets better. All right, so you got these guys, $43.99 a pair. A pair. That's a great price. A pair. So that's important. And then I said, whoa, but then I'm going to be putting the door pods. I'm going to be replacing my custom speakerpods.com door pods with another set from the same company that have 2 cutouts for 3.5-inch drivers. I'm going to be using the 2 6.5 that I already have from Recoil, and I wanted to add 2 more drivers to those doors. So I'll have 2 6.5s and 2 tweeters on each door. Okay? And I was like, I wonder what size these things are. The only other set in here. And lo and behold, if I can get that image to open, they're 3.5 inches by, it doesn't matter how tall they are. They're 3.5 inches. They're the right size. And look at the power handling on these things. They're absolutely nasty. 360 watts a pair. That's what, 180 watts each? How do I even do that in my head? 180 watts RMS each. And like I said, I don't care what frequency it cuts off at. I just want them to play the highs. Now, the thing is, and these are perfect, and I would need, 2 pairs of those. I know you're thinking, 6 bullet tweeters? 6 super tweeters? Are you insane? Yes, but that's beside the point. So there's a method to my madness. You see, I'll have all these tweeters on their own channel. So I can turn them down. Just because you have a 1,000 horsepower car doesn't mean that you're going to drive over 60. I have a gas pedal, You can press it or you can let off of it. It's still going to go the speed limit, if you drive it that way. So the point is, yes, I can turn these guys down because I'll show you the other thing. We're going over to Pro mid-range because I have 4 of these. Is that it? Is that the right one? Yeah, MS65. Guys, these things are an absolute steal. I have run all sorts of mids, and some of the other mids I've run have just as good a sound as these recoils, and they sound just as good. Some of them even sound a little bit better. I would rank them slightly higher than these recoils. But what can I say about these? They're $20 a piece. They sound 95% as good as the best pro audio speakers I've heard. And they are tough as nails. They do not care. You heard some of my demo stuff. Whenever I run the shorts, just look in my shorts feed, go down to the Recoil demo and down to the Dollar General demo, and listen to what I am blasting these things across the parking lot with abandon. They do not care. And the beauty of them is, if you look down here, it says where it responds, 50 to 12K. They are not joking. These things will almost play tweeter sounds. They have a very high response, and they sound really good even up in that very high response. So if those tweeters need to be crossed over at 10K to keep them alive, I can do that. I can absolutely do that. Now, I'll probably cross them over at 5K, which is really babying a tweeter, especially a super tweeter, and run these things up to 5K and meet them right in the middle. And I think it'll be a good setup. I think it would be an excellent combination. Overall, and I would have at that point, depending on how I configure things, I would have at that point a complete recoil front stage. Now, I do have my A-pillars, and I may end up pulling those out. Right now, I'm running Audio Dynamics 3s and a set of blown tweeters. And I'm going to hand the credit out to the Audio Dynamic 3s. They are absolutely tough as nails also, because I have tortured them more than anything else. They've been through many front stage builds and many changes and many sets of speakers, and those have been the only thing that has not given me trouble besides the recoils. They are tough as nails. The problem is trying to DSP those upper stage mids in with the mids and the doors together is really difficult, and it always leaves me just a little bit unhappy. I never can get it where I really want it at. It's always close, but it just won't quite get there. So I have a couple of options I could do with that. Those holes for those 3s would also fit these super tweeters. So I could run the 2 super tweeters in the A-pillars and then just run the other 4 in the doors and not put the 2 in the dash, right? And I've thought about this. They would absolutely fit in there. I'm mostly sure. I haven't measured to see if it's deep enough, but I'm pretty sure it is, because those 3s are pretty deep that's in there. Let's go check them out real quick. These things were significantly more expensive. They dropped the price on them. They were $299. Now they're down to $189. Yeah, guys, if you're looking for a set of 3s that just absolutely will just go and go and go and sound great doing it, and if you don't mind paying $189 a set, these are the guys for you. But that's not what we're after. And you look at this, they play up to 12K too. But they do give you 150 watts RMS power handling, but that is based on these curves. We're not really here to look at that. What I want to know about is the dimensions on these. And the one thing about Audio Dynamics is they give you all of the tilt small perimeters, all of the dimensions. So the mounting depth is 1 inch and 9/16, which is, roughly 1.5 inches, and 3 1/16 cut out. So, that's the mounting hole, 3 1/16. So just around 3 inches and around 1.5 inches. I don't think we need to be that exact. Frame 3 5/8. That's the outside. That's this part around here. So 3 inches and 1.5 inches. So yeah, they'll fit, and those other ones will probably too, because they were 1 inch and a little over 1.5 inches. So I could probably make them work. They do get close though. I may have to do a little bit of snugging, a little bit of trimming in there. Still, I can make them work. So with my A-pillars, I can put those in there. And look at these things, man. These are such awesome drivers. If you guys are needing some pro audio mids, or even just some mids, just some door speakers, holy crap, man. If you're trying to be cheap, by all means, buy these, because you're getting a much, much better speaker than that price would dictate. I didn't expect them to last a hot minute when I ordered them. I really didn't. I figured they would blow within the first day. I really had no faith in them at all. And then when I heard them at first, I was like, well, they sound really good. I hope they don't blow. And I just commenced to freaking dropping the hammer on them. And I'm running 75 watts a piece on them, and I'm just pounding the crap out of them, and they do not care. So, yeah, 100 hertz is a real good cutoff point for them with a 24 dB roll-off. They'll play like that forever. Anyway, yeah, this is the plan. I know this is a really dumb video, and I know you guys are, I don't even know why you clicked on it, because you're just bored. Maybe your life sucks as bad as mine does. But, so that's the plan. Now, if we go over to customspeakerpods.com, now, so eventually that's going to work, I guess. Why did you do this? You didn't need to do all this. We're not going that far. Okay, we went all the way to the thump covers. Yeah, I want some of these too. Get that in your head. That's the thump covers I want right there. Okay, so they're going to be those. And then, so put those in your brain. Let's go back over here. And I'll show you what I'm getting. And I've got a couple of different ways of getting these. Actually, there's 3 different ways I could wind up getting them. But, yeah, it just all depends on how things go. So let's go down here and select the Tahoe. I'll show you the ones that I'm going to, and I'll show you the ones that I currently have. So here's the Tahoe, 2010. This is how you use this site, by the way. If you had never been here, this is where you go to get cool speaker pods. So there's a whole bunch of different options here. There's the 8 inches and dual tweeters. See, this one has a 6.5 and dual 4s. These are the ones that I have, the dual 6.5s. That's what I'm using in my Tahoe right now. Okay. What I want is these. Dual 6.5 and 3.5. So I'm going to be replacing that with that. And this overlaps this, so the cutout should actually, I'll probably have to end up cutting some more out of here, but it don't really matter. I don't care. But the existing hole that I got cut out for this one should be no problem fitting behind this one. So this will work. This is the jam. So I'm going to have in this pod right here with those thump covers you saw earlier, the silver and the silver. And then I got these 2 holes right here, which are 3.5 inch. And it doesn't give the cutout dimensions, but I'm pretty sure that's a 3.5 inch driver that he's got sitting in there. And I know that these will cut out bigger than it's fairly easy to trim them out bigger if you need to. So going bigger isn't usually an issue. I could probably go up to a 4 in that, and the 4 would probably sit right on the edge, which would be fine. But that 3.5 should fit in there. And if it doesn't, I got a friend with all the stuff, and I can get him to make me a set of rings to go in there to make them work. So that's not a problem. But you see, this will have a pretty good depth right here. That's going to have like 2 or 3 inches right there of depth going this way. This one is going to be not so much, but this one I probably won't even have to cut behind that. But this one I probably will. So I'll probably have to come in here and do my cutout and extend it over this way like that to fit. So I'll have to just basically cut out around that one. But that's what'll go in there. Now you can get these things in all these different finishes, and I could get this one in the what's it, like the stainless steel finish. The whole thing would look like metal. Not going that route. I'm going with the basic black rough textured surface. Basically the one that matches the doors. And this time when I pull them out, I'm probably going to go ahead and bedline texture the bottom part of the doors, so they'll all blend together. It's like where this part stops, that's the armrest part. I'll tape off there and up there, and I will bedline this whole area all the way to that line. This whole section, all of this will all be colored the same color, including the pod. It'll all be the same exact color. And I may even go to the trouble of doing like a bead of silicone along this edge right here to kill that little tiny edge, which isn't much, but it isn't much at all. But I'll use maybe some paintable caulk, just a little thin bead, lay it in there with my finger and just squish it in there and finish that edge off so it kind of flattens it out a little bit, and then bedline that whole bottom part of that door black. I think it'll look good. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, if I cut it off there, it'll look kind of weird. What do you guys think? I don't really want to do the armrest because that's a thing, and that's a soft patty part right there. Yeah, I think I could get away with just putting a seam right there to right there, and just doing the whole bottom part with the bed liner. I think it would look good. I don't think anybody would even notice. The doors aren't this color. They're a dark gray anyway. So this is kind of a brownish color, but they're a dark gray, and they'll, I think they'll hide. Anyway, I'm going on way too much, but this is the idea, is running these two guys with the 2 recoils and then the 2 recoil tweeters, and then the pods, the A-pillar pods, which are in here too. The ones I have are not even listed. Oh yeah, that's it. The single 3.5 and the single tweeter pod. So this is a pod that I have, and I'm not, that little tweeter in the top, I'm not even going to be using it. So I'm not sure. I have these pods. I'm not sure what exactly to do. I could put the super tweeter here, which would put it right in your face. The only thing I could think of to do with that would be like to put put some kind of strobe light or something up there. But all I could think of when I put some kind of RGB in there is it would be right in my line of sight. I mean, I could use it for parking, I guess, whenever I'm doing demos. Have a laser light show coming out of there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's good. That's rich. So I don't know. I'll probably wind up pulling these pods out. As much as I like the look of them, they're just not going to have a purpose. I don't know. Anyway, you guys know what I got planning. I'm just dropping the bomb. Y'all enjoy. Thanks for putting up with my crazy butt. Peace.